Now, after this, we have seen a set of rules for the correct use of prepositions. Now, there are some other errors which normally we commit in the use of English, apart from these 6 types of errors. Now, one of them is the correct use of one of the. One of the, whenever you use one of the next word should always be a plural noun. Otherwise, it becomes wrong. One of the ministers has resigned. You cannot say one of the minister. One of the policemen was hurt. Similarly, the correct use of the word despite. There are 2 words which have the same meaning, despite and in spite of. Both have the same meaning. The only difference is in spite is followed by of and despite is not followed by of. Wherever you use despite, don't use of along with that. Despite his best efforts, he could not clear the test. Now the third one is the error involved in the use of complex sentences. Remember, complex sentences, there are 3 types of sentences in English. The simple sentence, the complex sentence, and the compound sentence. Now, what is a simple sentence? Simple sentence is simply a sentence containing a single verb. Compound sentence will have 2 or more verbs. But a compound sentence is made up of many simple sentences connected by conjunction. And a complex sentence, on the other hand, may also have 2 verbs, but it will not be made up of 2 or 3 complete sentences. Usually, a complex sentence will have a complete part and an incomplete part. The complete part of a complex sentence is called the main clause. The incomplete part is called the subordinate clause. Now, look at this sentence. When the sun sets tomorrow, I'll begin my journey. There are 2 verbs here, but it is not a compound sentence. When the sun sets tomorrow is the incomplete part of the sentence. I will begin my journey is the complete part. Therefore, I will begin my journey is the main clause. When the sun sets tomorrow is the subordinate clause. So, the rule here in complex sentences says that if the main clause has future tense, the subordinate clause should have simple present tense. Now here the main clause will begin is in future, therefore the subordinate clause sets tomorrow. So there is no error in the first sentence. We use sets, yes, with the set because the subject is sun. So when the sun sets tomorrow, but the subject is not sun but it is something plural, then correspondingly you must choose. In any case, in the subordinate clause, the verb should be in present tense without concord error. Now, if she agrees, we will elect her. Suppose the sentence is given, if she will agree, we will elect her. It is wrong because future tense is in the main clause, future tense is also in the subordinate clause. In the main clause, future tense, if it is present, subordinate clause, we should change it into present tense. Here we use agrees because the subject is she, which is third person singular, the verb is in present tense, therefore if she agrees, we will elect her. So, the other type of error is the use of double negatives. Double negatives is found very often in spoken English. But in spoken English, every mistake is ignored. But in written communication, you should avoid double negatives. Wherever double negatives are there, you have to change them suitably to make sense. The management is not willing to make no concession to the employees. Not willing is the first negative, no concession is the second negative. The correction should therefore be the management is not willing to make any concession to the employees' demands. Now, with this set of rules that we have discussed, I hope you will be able to do the questions given in lesson 3, that is exercise 3. Thank you.